Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a good day, and today we're going to be looking at something very exciting. Now this is Sky on Fire, but it's really special because this is an XB-19 four-engine heavy bomber developed by the Douglas Aircraft Company and for the USAAF. The USAAF, that's the United States Army Air Force, you might say. Isn't this game only about aircraft from 1940? And that's because this is a mod. Yes, you heard that right. This is a mod for the game that I just randomly found while scrolling through Reddit. Literally, nobody has been talking about this. No other Sky and Fire YouTuber has ever done this to my knowledge yet. And no other modded aircraft has existed in this game beside this. I literally just randomly found it while scrolling through Reddit. It's insane. It has not a full interior per se, but it has a relatively detailed cockpit with the instrument panel. I didn't get to show it off in this footage, but it is there. It has two turrets. One turret at the bottom, though it isn't a turret, it's a gunner position, and one other gunner position up front. And as you can see, this is to my knowledge, the only aircraft in the game, well, not in the game, the only modded aircraft, period, and the only modded aircraft, which is four-engine bomber. Now it has multiple elements from other aircraft in the game, just so the guy who developed it. I'll put the link to the mod down in the description. Support the guy. This is really good. Sorry if I forgot your name, I'll put it right up there if I find it again. But it has other elements from other aircraft. The two turrets right there are Bolton Paul Defiant turrets, the BP Defiant turret fighter, which means you can't aim in the front, because in the BP Defiant in the game, you can't aim up front. So yeah, that's one problem with the design of this. It's quite limited due to the restrictions of the engine, but hopefully if the modding scene develops, we can see more aircraft, possibly more maps, because the game is focused on 1940s Battle of Britain and Battle of France. In fact, in the game, you can, if you fly far enough down south, you can actually see part of the French coastline, which is really cool. And indeed, tanks are going to be added sometime in the future when the French part of the map is going to get added. I'm very excited. This game has so much potential, and the modding scene also has so much potential. I mean, imagine if someone made a Tobruk map, or a map for the Soviet Union, or the map for the Pacific with Pacific fighters, with carrier action. There's so many ideas for this game. Base that you can do so much with. It can be like the mobile version of ILT 1946. And I am really excited. Please support all these creators all the way through. If anybody sees this, the game is open source, which means you can add your own aircraft into the game if you want to. You can share it so people can play with it more, you know. Yeah. It's just really nice to see this, because if the game gets more modding support, this game could explode in popularity. It's like in Ravenfield, for example, except with aircraft. I genuinely can't wait to see that happen, and I'm really happy that we're starting to see that happen with this, the XB-19. Now, to get more into the actual XB-19, the XB-19's maiden flight was in 1941. Now, the media at the time was hailing this thing as a new advanced bomber. It was intercontinental bomber, which meant it could go do flights from bases in America and to their targets in Europe, Africa, and Asia. They can go rain. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, 8 tons worth of munition. I apologize, I am using Imperial. But whatever equivalent of 8 tons is in kilograms, or whatever unit of measurement you want to have is that's how many munitions it could take it to Germany and or Japan and rain hell upon the Axis. This thing was awesome. But it also had a bunch of competitors, the XB-5 and the XB-36. Now, it was developed during the war. Now, as you can see, focusing, the reason this wasn't adopted is because at this time, the first maiden flight was right before Pearl Harbor hit. And when Pearl Harbor hit, all the funding for this dried up. They focused on fighter aircraft and other bombers that were much nearer to their completion date. McDonnell Douglas, if I'm not mistaken, developed... I forgot. But the US focused on other aircraft like the B-17 or B-24, and fighter productions would be peak of medium missile instead of the XB-19. And plus, the competitors were already getting ahead, and later, the XB-36 later became adopted as the B-36 Peacemaker. And I'll flash an image right there. It's, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful Cold War aircraft ever made. Fight me. And yeah. As you can see here, I am intercepting the B-36s above Dover, or above the English Channel, as they're about to go bomb some bases in Germany with the Bf-110. Now, the Bf-110 did indeed, later in the war, intercept heavy bomber formations, mainly for B-17s and B-24s. They're used in a heavy fire war. They can also do ground attack and any other. They're multi-role, essentially. As you can see here, I am trying to get above these bombers. And the best way to take out bombers in this game is to attack from above. That's the best way to attack them. As you can see there, I missed, which means I'm going to take all the punishment from it. I lose a wheel, I lose an engine, and yeah, it's pretty much done for my Bf-110. My navigator and my tail gunner are also dead, my plane shot up. It is all done for me and my pilot, so I'm going to bail out here. Anyway, that was the XB-19 mod, and thank you very much all for watching this, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.